Okay, welcome to a video that's going to be very tricky. So this video has a disclaimer involved. Now, we've looked at factorization till now. We've looked at just normal things where we take things out. We've looked at difference of squares, and we've looked at normal trinomials where the coefficient of the x squared is 1, like the previous videos. But in this one, there's a bit of a trick involved because there's a 2 in front of this x squared. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do this, but a lot of it requires, for me, it requires a lot of guesswork. And I'm going to teach you a method, and this method, I don't take credit for this method myself. I obviously, as a math teacher, also enjoy watching other people teach math and trying to find the best way to teach to my students. And this method I found was from Mr. H. That's a very popular YouTube tutor, and I can't take credit for this, but I loved this example because it's a lot more straightforward and a lot less guesswork, but it does involve math tricks. And I'm a bit hesitant, but I can't find a better alternative because I know the other ways, there's grid methods and guessing and doing this way and that way. And when you're really, really smart at math, then the other ways, I mean, they're probably very intuitive and stuff, but I found for students that's struggling a bit, then this math trick usually works very well. Now, what do I mean by a math trick? So a math trick is something like the 11 times table has a math trick. So if you do 11 times, let's start with 11 times 11, you write 11 and you add 1 and 1 and you get 2. And 11 times 13, you add 1 and 3 and get 4. So 11 times, let's say 16 would be 167, and 11 times, let's say 23 would be 253. So these are math tricks. It doesn't always work, but it does work a lot of the times. Now, I'm sometimes cautious about math tricks because but still, like, with that all being said, let's just jump in. Sorry, I don't really like babbling on before I do a video, but I just wanted to say this. I really enjoy this method. It's going to be like, what are we doing? But we're going to do a couple of examples, and by the end, I'm sure we should understand them totally what we're doing. Before you watch this, you should definitely know how to do normal trinomials. So if you're struggling with normal trinomials, please figure that out first. Do a couple of videos. If you want some more videos on that, please write in the comments and I'll make some more videos. But before you do normal trinomials where the coefficient is 1, before you watch this one, please make sure you have to be able to do the ones that have the coefficient as 1, because this is a bit more advanced. Now, the thing is, we don't like this 2. So I'm going to do my math trick, and I'm going to actually multiply this 2 into the 3 there. And I'm going to rewrite, and this is where the math trick comes in. I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And suddenly this becomes a lot more easier. I can totally solve this. I can totally go into writing my 2 squares, and I can, or 2 brackets, and I can do the x. And now this part should be the easy part for you, where I can see, okay, I have them negative 6, so my factors would be 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. But I now want to get to plus 1, so I know that won't work. It has to either be the 2 and the 3, so I know it's going to be a 2 and a 3. Now the question is just whether it's, because of this minus, I know the signs will have to be different. So the question is what will get me to plus 1, and that will be negative 2 plus 3. Now this part is easy. So we did a math trick there, but this is not the end. Now, the next part of the math trick comes in as we multiplied that by 2. So now we're going to divide by 2 on these sides. These two numbers we're dividing by 2. So I'm going to rewrite them as x minus 2. I'm going to color code this just to make it easier. And then the x plus 3 divided by 2. And this can reduce to 1 because 2 over 2 is 1. So this is fine. This is x minus 1. I can change that. Nothing to worry there. But this 3 over 2, because I don't like the fraction, here comes the twist. I'm just going to throw that x, or that 2, in front of that x. I'm going to write it like 2x and just leave it plus 3. Now you might be asking, why on earth did I do that? It's not important right now. Like I said, it's a math trick. I love this method. It's amazing for me. Sorry to get so excited about math, but this works and it's a lot easier than doing grids on the side and trying to figure stuff out. But in order for you to do this, there's two things you should kind of remember, is kind of doing the multiply bit in the front. It's kind of, I won't say it's an illegal move, but it's a math trick. And then dividing by the same number is kind of doing another math trick, and then moving the 2 forward if you don't like the fraction. But we can test this and see, again, we're going to end this. This is kind of our answer. But we can multiply this out to just make sure that we got to the right answer. So if I'm doing FOIL, then this time this, again, would be 2x squared. If I multiplied, let's say, those two, that would give me plus 3x. Multiply these two would be negative 2x, and then these two would give me negative 3. And if I reduce this, or well, not reduce, simplify that, 2x squared plus x minus 3, and I see it's the same. So let's do 1 or 2 more examples. We're going to do a couple because, like I said, it is a bit weird. It's not really the normal stuff we usually do, but let's just do another example. So let's try, oh, I should just kind of check my examples. So let's do 3x squared plus 14 plus 8. Okay, so we're using slightly bigger numbers, but we're gonna do the same math trick. So because I don't like the 3 in front, I'm gonna multiply it with the 8 to write x squared plus, oh wait, I have to write the x. I forgot the x in there. That's the x, sorry about that. 14x, and then plus 8 times 3 is 24. So now my question is, now I kind of look at this, and I know I'm going to be able to reduce or factorize it into 2 brackets. And my question is, what times what will give me 24, but when I add or subtract them, they'll give me 14. So let's just, 1 and 24 won't work, okay. 2 and 12, that will work. Okay, so I know a 2 and a 12 will work. And now I just have to figure out what is it. So because this is a plus 24, I know the signs have to be the same, because plus 2 times plus 12 will be plus 24, or negative 2 times negative 12 will give me plus 24 as well. But here I have a plus 24, so it's going to be both of them, oh sorry, plus 14, so both of them have to be the 14. But now comes the another trick. So we're not finished. We multiply there by 3, so we divide here by 3. I'm going to rewrite x plus 2 over 3 and x plus 12. Again, I'm kind of writing all the steps just to make sure I'm not going too fast. Now with this one, I don't like the 2 over 3 because it can't reduce more. I'll just put the 3 in front. So this becomes 3x plus 2. And this can actually reduce because 12 divided by 3 would be 4. So here I have x plus 4. And that's my answer. I can test again. This times this will give me that. Plus 2x plus 12x will give plus 14x, and 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. Again, we'll do another 2. Let's do another 2. You can, if you feel you have this method like down, you understand what I'm doing, then maybe you can pause the video and try on your own. But let me just write the example first. 2x squared minus x minus 10. So pause the video if you want to try it on your own. I would advise that because you'll only learn when you kind of make the mistakes. Okay, so color coding again. I would multiply by 2. So here I have x squared minus x minus 2 times 10 is 20. And now I have to find two numbers that if I multiply them is 20, but if I divide them, it's going to give me 1. So 20 and 1 won't work, and 10 and 2 won't work, but I know 4 and 5 will work. So 4 and 5 will work. And now because that's a negative number, the signs will have to be different for these. And I want the bigger number to be a negative number, because plus 4x minus 5x will give me minus 5x. But we're not finished. We have to divide by our 2, which we did. And now, instead of doing that extra step, I'm just going to reduce it. I'm just going to say 4 divided by 2, which would be 2. And this 5 over 2 I don't really like, so I'm going to move the 2 forward. And I'm going to write 2x minus 5. And that's our final answer. Okay, if you got that right, then I'm happy. I'm going to do one more example. Look at these examples over and over again. I feel this is a lot more straightforward than the other examples that I've seen online and what I was taught when I was at school. So I really enjoy this method. Let's do something like, what example can we do? Let's do, we did it, oh, what's going on with my pen? Okay, let's do 8x squared, 8x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, so again, with our little math tricks, I can multiply this 8 over, multiply 8, and I'm left with x squared plus 2x minus 8. And I know this would go into two brackets, x and x. So 1 and 8 I know won't work to get to 2, but 2 and 4 will definitely work. So I know there's a 2 in here and a 4 in here. And because that's a negative, I know these have to be different. And I want a positive number in the end, so the positive goes with the 4 and the negative goes with the 2. Again, this is stuff that you should be able to know how to do before you kind of attempt the bigger example here. But now we're just going to divide by 8 on both sides. And in this case, we have x minus, that's going to become a quarter. So it's going to be 1 over 4. Remember that 4, we don't really want brackets there or fractions there. And this is going to be x plus 4 over 8 is 2 over 4, or 2 quarters. And in both instances, we're going to move. I made a mistake here. Where's my mistake? Where's my mistake? That's it. That's a half. I don't know what on earth am I doing here. Sorry. There we go. A half. Don't know what I was thinking. And in this case, I want to move that forward. So I have 4x minus 1 and 2x plus 1. And if I were to multiply these out, 4x times 2x would be 8x squared. If I had minus 2x plus 4x, that would be plus 2x, which is correct there. And then last one, negative 1 times plus 1 is that. Okay, cool. So if you need more tips or tricks, if I went too fast on this example, please let me know in the comments. I can maybe go slower. Or if you have a much better way of explaining this, please let me know. Then you can teach me something.